Pt.5 brake horsepower, of course, MGZT. Started up here. Here we are now. Living out quite a rare vehicle here. Maestro van here. Is it the 700? Well, I think these had the Parkinson's diesel engine 500 van. They were. Now I haven't been down this section yet, so. Oh, there we are. MG Metro for sale there. The Mini leaving there. Beg your pardon, I'm sorry for not seeing all these cars. When I get around, normally I think you normally expect about 1,000 cars here, if not a few more. Probably more now. I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago I heard that there was about 800 or 900 cars in, if not. But that's when we stopped counting, so I think there's probably well over 1,000. So they're probably might be going on that way today as well. Well, here's the Metros. I'll start with the Metros and Montego's Owners Club here. The workhorse Montego estate here as well, of course. There we are. I knew somebody used to buy these up cheap years ago, about 20 years ago. We got the Maestro van there as well, the police van. There we are, the MG 2-litre injection as well. Pretty quick car. Another one here, and no, it's probably a rare sunroof. Good heavens. The Austin 1100, they're very popular, you can see there. A lot of people around it. South Staffordshire Owners Club here. Soon by lunchtime. The Maxi 50. 69 in 2019, there we are. Of course, it is top production for a time. Brought it back in about 1971. And the originals were brought out in 69, there we are. Of course, there is a dedicated website, I think, partially produced by information by Keith Woodfield. There with the Austin 1800 here. The early model there. Provide a lot of information for a dedicated website. I think it's austinmemories.com, but I'll double check that. But link probably on the description there. Another red Maxi here, the same colour as my grandfather had. His last one was a red one like this. His very last Maxi, company Maxi, and that's the colour. Lovely amount of space in the car, especially if you're a commercial traveller. 1750. Oh, Rover 600s, been quite rare there, with the Rover 800s as well. The early 800 here, the Mark 1. I think it's probably the 820i there. G-Reg. $820 SE, there we are. Some people say, well, great car today, some people said they perhaps weren't luxurious enough. The big Rover for the late 80s and 90s, well, quite comfortable car, good cruise car, and although of course you didn't get leather without, I think leather was probably an extra. And here goes, well, the Minis here, all the Minis are here, leaving a bit early. The Mini Cooper. Sadly not seen the section yet. Continuing the walk down through the cars, sliding windows there, the Mini. Yeah, which one's that? 1960s. 1935, they will reverse these over the years up to when they stopped making them in 1999. That was after a few perhaps considerations to stop making them long before that, but I think the first one was 1988. But anyway, I believe the first one part two. The metal was due to replace the minivans, the popularity of the Mini has kept going. The minivan there worth a lot of money these days. Well, 1960s C Reg. 65. Some people come as clubs come together. I think some are meeting at Hotwood Services. Mini Cooper. One here. So some come from Harrogate, I believe, a really long way up into the North Yorkshire, and some come from Wales, I do believe, and the West Country. So a big day out here. All round, with some coming from Belgium, Holland, and seen a French MG as well. There is quite a few, at least 5 or 6 that I've seen over the years. Mini starting up here. You always hear an old Mini. The Vicar of Droitwich had one, I do believe. It's a fun car for the summer. They're like lovely split windows. Mini Traveller, I do believe. Of course, a name that's come back on the new Mini. The amount of models they've been bringing out over the years, and another Mini now. Is it a Cooper or a Cooper lookalike? Well, 1999 final edition Cooper Classic. 1999. Here comes an old Austin. What's he up to? The old vintage Austin JD6025. We're leaving a bit early. Well, I suppose it's an old car. He wants to get home before dark. Remind you, it should be a bit later tonight. Now, 1:15 here in Cofton Park. Well, here's a Triumph Stag there. And the Mini, looks like he started up there. The Mini 1275 GT Clubman. Of course, the first Minis over the years from 1959 onwards. Though I haven't seen a 59 one here. Though Keith Woodfield, Late Keith Woodfield, did have one. Used to go around a lot of the shows. Certainly a big subject of discussion. Sliding windows there. Great basic interior. Alright. The Austin 7, there we are. 61, there we are. Early Mini. Of course, some of the cars get sold on, and nobody knows what happened to them. There we are, another Rover P.5B there, lovely P.5B. There's a Triumph Stag on the side there. Morris Minor. We have another, I think it's the alternate 35. So popular they are here. People having a walk over there as well. Nice place to take a good photograph of the whole entire site. Haven't been up there as yet. Time we get round. Takes a good bit of time to go around, probably at least 3 hours. And then you could have missed some cars because they're left by the time you get round. Austin 1800 here. Haven't seen the Vicar either. And the Austin A 30, 1954, is it A30/7? Baby Austin, there we are on the Mini Cooper Classic, the classic Mini Cooper there. Cofton Park here. They even got an Aston Martin here. And joking apart, there is one here. Promoting British cars, no doubt. All important British cars. There we are. Now, which one is it? Latest offering. I think we're on the Pt.5 now. So which one's this? 68. That's probably would be. The 68 course is what, 2000 and probably 18, 19. There we are. At Cofton Park. A Land Rover there as well. Even got a police minivan here. I've been told there's not enough toilets here, perhaps why some people might have left. Although there is a football match on with Aston Villa apparently. That's without considering the Pope's funeral this morning. It's a reasonable turnout in Cofton Park for the Longbridge Rally 20th anniversary 2025. Lovely Riley Alf here. There we are. We're sending Wolseley Hornet. That's the Riley Alf luxury version of the Mini. Well, here's some Rover 600 and 800s. Here's the Rover 600, launched in what, 1993. I think we're on to about 97, 98. Rover 800, the Mark II there, we are about 1991 till about 1997, 98 as well. Then I think there was a bit of a lag before the Rover 75 was launched. The Rover 600s, of course, came as a 1.8, 2 litre, I believe, top model if you wanted it, with a 2.3. Few Land Rovers here as well, and Rover 800s. Here we are, there we are. Rover 800 Sterling there on the road back in 2025 after 10 years in storage. There we are. Rover 800s here. Luxury car. Of course, if you're a top rep, you probably have one. If not, you had the Rover 25 or 45. Police Maestro van here. Montego's here, there on the workhorse estates here. With the police maestro van there, the trusty. Got the Parkins diesel engine, there we are, and these of course went on for years. You used to see these on the roads well into the 2000s. Capable of quite hefty mileages as well, I do believe. A lot of them perhaps done well over 200,000 miles before seeing the scrapyard. Rover 800s here, there we are. Another Sterling here. Alright. Alright. He's off a bit early, mind you. Reg around about the mid-1990s. What needed doing there. And of course the coupe there. Stood the test of time, of course. Anyway, here goes the P6, a bit early, mind you. Slightly early, but there we are. Haven't been round all the cars yet, but hopefully I will get round. Certainly lovely coupe here. 67,000 miles. There we are. There we are. Sterling model there. Sterling job. This is as well here today with all these people turn out. And the amount of cars here. 600s and 800s in the Rovers. Looks like some of the BRMs might be leaving. There we are, good turnout here. Oh, there we are. MGTF. Sadly, a bit like sheep. Once one or two go, the whole lot go through, but like going through a gate. Well, I remember my grandfather once told me he would take a gate, but he wouldn't take a fence. Soon be lunchtime. Don't have lunch in case they all start to disappear. It's always the problem with things like this, where there's no time given perhaps before you should leave. There we are, nice down over there. Starting up the Mini here, Mini Cooper. Bit of action at Cofton Park. As I said, do try and get round with difficulty. Now I have a nice red Marina here. There we are, the trusty Reps car, alternative to the Cortina in the 70s. Maestro there for the 1980s, and another Maestro, and alongside another Maestro there. Here a Tramp Stag here, looks like he's leaving. Here are the Tramp Stag here.
I'll be here.
We've got a Rover P4 leaving there as well, unfortunately. So if you do come a long way, they want to get home there. In a good time, perhaps if they come in an hour or two. Hopefully I will see most of the models on here. Apologies if I haven't. They were the Tramp Stag. Stretched, rather long limousine version of the Rover 75. There on the V6. This is. I think some of these cars might have come in a bit later because look like they're more parked than shown. Of course, some of these would have been used by funeral directors, of course. Looks like he's scraped the side of it there, which needs replacing. Not sure what he's done there. Probably not, somebody's not used to driving a long car. Of course, usually with these sort of size cars, you've got to be able to drive a hearse as well. If you're working for the local funeral director, anyway. Lovely afternoon for it here. Honda Concerto just leaving here, there we are. Another association with the factory here at Longbridge, Cofton Park, for the 20th anniversary here of the Longbridge Rally, Pride of Longbridge. Amongst the Rover 200 we have the Morris Hotel here, there we are. Successor to the Marina, of course, more for the 1980s, the Morris Hotel estate, the workhorse. B-Reg, one of the last ones made actually. Showing 74,000 miles, there we are. Nice bit of room in the boot here. This is the 1.3, because there was a more powerful 1.7 as well. The Longbridge Rally, 20th anniversary of the factory closure, and I think this first started in 2006. Certainly 20 years since the closure of the factory. Pride of Longbridge, the Longbridge Rally here, and a good turnout. Bright day for it here at Cofton Park. The old factory being just up around, just over the back there. The remains thereof the old factory. Rover 75s and the MGZTs here, there we are. 75s, there's even a few 4 litres here. MGZT leaving there. See the two-tone paintwork here, whatever they call it. I don't know what they call it actually, so I don't think it's pearlescent, but whatever it is, it's a special paint job they do on these cars. As you can see, 3 of them got it, probably from the same club here. Popular Austin Allegros here, there we are. That's how popular they are here. MG, I think it's the MGF then even. The Austin Allegro. Stood the test of time here, there were no one next door. The conversation. That's a turbo Allegro, there we are. And I think that man does them up. He customises them in some ways. There we are, the Rover 25 Streetwise here. Popular with the younger audience as well. That one. And another MGZT. There we are on the Rover 800 J-Reg there. Looks like probably the I there. It's the I, that's right, the 820i. Rover Sterling here. That might be off the road for 10 years. Another Mark 1 Rover 800 820 SE there. The MG BGT. And there we are, we got the Rover 100 here. And the Rover 75. Already more, the V-Reg. 45. An interesting colour there in the 45. Pride of Longbridge 2025. Cofton Park. Rover here, the Rover 214. Mark 2, of course. 214. K-Reg before the grille was added. Rover 200 Coupe. Yeah, there we are, the Coupe. There we are. 220 Coupe, there we are. 1995. There's cars here at the Longbridge Rally 2025 here. Hopefully they won't all go at once like sheep. Yeah, the lovely Riley Alpha. Well, there is a Wolseley Hornet here as well. Yeah, I know. I saw that one. Even got a few Land Rovers. Affiliation with the company, of course, over the years. The car's leaving. We've even got that military Land Rover there. Part of Longbridge Rally. 20th anniversary. Looks like he's even coming down this way. Austin's Rovers, MGs, all cars associated with the factory over the years. Till its demise in 2005, sadly. 20th anniversary this year.
Oh yes, I see.
The military Land Rover. Essential hardware, I suppose they call it. Some of the Metros coming out here. If you can find one, quite a good starter class classic. A bit like a Morris Minor, but these are obviously a bit quicker, a bit more modern. The Austin Allegro here as well. Even got a turbo Allegro, and this gentleman over here, I think he customises them, does all the works on them. As Colin Court was talking about the local vicar here. Got people leaving Longbridge Rally. Now 4 o'clock, official time of leaving. Some have gone already. Rover 600, Rover 800 here. 600 just gone, and a few others. I'm not sure if they ever drive around and whether they just come a bit late to turn up. Of course, still quite a few people here. We have the MG ZT. Some people. Have we just arrived?
No.
I was going to say. ZT, another ZS here. Some people leaving here. Some driving around, but some people have gone already. Interesting colour there. MG ZS here. And we have the Rover 400 Tour here. Mid 1990s. M-Reg. And the Rover 600 here. Have seen a Marina and the Maxi just leave. Pride of Longbridge Rally at Cofton Park. MG Maestro. The MG ZT there going out. Austin Maxi in blue, the same as my grandfather had, I believe. The Austin Allegro. Lovely condition. 1.5, the quicker one there. And another Austin Allegro. MG Maestro here, there with the MG Maestro leaving here, the turbo basically as well. And a Rover 600 and another Rover 600. There we are, one of the last ones made there, the V-Reg. There's the Morris Minor here. Elite, what's on that? Sorry. Certainly something different anyway. Tramp Stag here, there he is. There, the Stag and the Minor, there we are. Longbridge Rally. The MG3 here. Only. That one, playground for the children. Ice cream van here. MG3 there. Looking Wild Towel there, ongoing works here. For a bit more being developed. A lot of the old factory's gone. Knocking down an awful lot around here. Certainly over the years the whole site has been redeveloped really, except for this top piece. As you can tell, that's changing now, unfortunately. Slightly annoying. There's a gateman, doorman here, or gateman certainly keeps an eye out, but he sees people taking all the photographs they want to around here. The old elephant over there, I think that's long since closed. Some of the new cars here. We've got some of the test cars here. MG Longbridge. The conference centre looks like it's long since closed. I think for a time they had the car sales in there, after the elephant over to the left. The old Rover 75 factory, I do believe, over there. I've developed a lot of this now, unfortunately. A lot of the cars now finished in China. The Rover 75 there. Of course, they brought over, I think they are still finished here at Longbridge.